right here. And these youngsters really got after it well. And I kind of agree with Coach Nick Hyder's comment, Coach. Football is about as American as you can get when you have youngsters out playing on a night like this. They're out there because they want to be, not because they have to be. And all the stands that were filled with fans that are there because they want to be there,
right,
not because they have to. And it was a great, great football game, especially in this second half.
And just, it's hard to explain without being there, but the feeling that we had on the sideline and the effort that we were getting, and kids were making tackles and blocks and getting up with face masks full of mud, and they were just smiling, you know, and laughing at each other a little bit, and still maintaining that serious intensity that you're looking for, but they enjoyed it and went out and did their job and never gave up. They found a way to win. As you see, is that Jerry Smith again?
Jerry
Probably
Smith.
Was. Julian Blackman, that was 52. Julian Blackman on that hit, behind the line of scrimmage.
And of course, Griffin, this is their first possession as we start the second half. And our defense continues to play well as they play throughout the season. Here comes Kenzel Jackson, and I believe that was also Alvin Davenport.
Alvin Davenport, yes sir, it was. Alvin did a great job, and he pretty much is filling in for Antonio Fannin.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio been out for a few ball games this year with a bad knee, and Alvin has come in and gained some confidence and really played well and has done an outstanding job in this game.
Well, here's one of those low line drive kicks, and I thought Derwin did a good job right here scooping it up and made a pretty good return out of it.
He did a great job of catching that football and returning it. Nothing shy of a great effort right there.
And then we have it, and we jump off sides. And it's one of our tackles jumped before the snap and cost us 5 yards. I can't remember if we overcame this or not. I seem like we may have had to punt here. I don't really remember. Roy Lee Moss makes a good run.
See our offensive lineman reaching in there to get Roy Lee. They were definitely going to take care of him and make sure that he got back to the huddle okay. And that's something that we talk about. Get to the huddle and help our guys up and get back.
That was Ramon on a sweep wide to his right. As you can see, as you go wide on the wide side of the field and try to plant your foot to cut, it's very, very difficult because you can see in the middle the water still standing and it's still continuing to rain at this point. At one point in the game, it did slack up just a little bit, but it picked back up as we went into overtime.
It certainly did. I never really noticed that it ever stopped raining. It may have slacked up a little bit, but I think it rained the entire ball game. And if you'll notice, Mike, this kind of field condition affects your play calling.
Sure.
Occasionally we ran across the middle of the field as Griffin makes a big play there on Roy Lee. And the last couple of plays there, we ran Raymond across the middle of the field, and it was just terrible. So after that point, you probably won't see us run across the field anymore. We'll run into the boundary where the grass is a little bit better. There again, bad snap because of the mud, and that's just, that mud right there, it just rose up over your shoe when you stepped in it. So it's very difficult to get a decent snap.
And you can see we're on the south end. You can see right here where it's really, really bad on this particular end of the field, where the footing is just almost impossible. But Lagrange, again, we're still on the offense. Took a timeout as Sean didn't like what he saw.
Sprint out pass. Made a good decision. People covered, decided to run the football, but that was a third down play, I believe, so we have to punt the football.
And Julian here again does a good job of handling the punts. We had one bad snap in the overtime. Not a bad snap, just unable to handle the football.
Unable to handle it. It hit him about shoe top high.
And thought that was going to be the difference in the football game.
At that point in time, it was the difference in the football game. It gave them an opportunity to have their greatest penetration. Tracy Ward on a nice open field tackle on the running back downfield. It set up their greatest penetration, which was the 20-yard line.
And we'll talk about that overtime rule and regulation as far as how that's applied. I think will that be true all the way through the playoffs? Is that a state rule, or is that just?
I know that that's the situation in our region, and I'm almost positive it's the same is true for state playoff games.
You can see our defense still playing with a lot of intensity. Julian Blackman, the leader of that defense, makes another fine sack in the backfield, as Griffin really was unable to do much of anything until late in the ball game.
Late in the game, they were able to throw the ball a little bit. There's a boot pass there, and everybody covered, runs the football, and Brian Truitt makes a nice stop right on or near the line of scrimmage.
and they've got to punt it again. And you can see they're punting inside their 10-yard line. And as I said, the kicker, the punter, really did an exceptional job throughout the entire game. There's another little high snap, but keeps his poise and brings it down and gets off a pretty good punt. And Derwin does a good job of fielding it.
Another great catch. That's the thing we want to emphasize on the punt return, is to catch the football. We get called for illegal use of hands here. We kind of, instead of blocking somebody, we started using our hands and started pushing them, and you can't do that.
And here comes old Roy Lee, steady Roy Lee Moss again, right behind the guard and tackle, between Todd Dowell and Chuck Mayfield, who I thought played very well for you up front, as did Kevin Smith, coming off a little
Kevin
knee
Smith
injury.
with a bad knee, rehabilitated that thing and strengthened it up during the week, and really played well.
And there's Roy Lee up the middle again. You saw him try to cut. Of course, you just need to run north and south in this type of weather, and that's what he's good at.
That's right.
And this is Deshaun, of course, on the option.
Deshaun on the option play. You know, we handled the ball very well, Mike. We made several pitches on option plays and things like that, and without any fumbles. So that's a great tribute to our running backs and quarterbacks for handling the football in the weather.
Well, to tell you how bad it was, the ball boy even fell down one time. So
he did.
It was pretty
coming on
slippery.
and off the field. He couldn't even maintain his footing.
And you can see Griffin, they back off the line, Coach, a pretty good bit. They play the lineman off the ball 3 or 4 yards. Roy Lee Moss, another good run, right up the middle behind Chuck Mayfield.
That's right. The left side of that line, well, there again, our play calling is affected by being on this hash mark. We're going to continue to run this way.
I believe this may be the drive we take it in. I'm not really sure about that. And we scored in the fourth quarter, I believe, the first part of the fourth quarter. Roy Lee Moss again with a good run. And we're getting down deep, as you can see. We're right around the 20-yard line. And I'm not sure what kind of defense that is Griffin's playing. They play way off the ball.
It depends on our formation. It's either a 4-3 or based off of a 50 defense with a nose guard. But they do flex their defensive linemen. They back them off and let them read, give them an opportunity to read our blocking schemes, and then get a couple of steps, run and start at us. Big first down play right there.
And that ended the third quarter. As we head into the fourth quarter and go the other way now, we're going to take this one on in, I believe, Coach, and go up 6-0. And at that point in time, you had to feel pretty good with 6 points on the board in this kind of weather.
We would have, we did, and feel pretty good about the way our offense is moving the ball right here. No mistakes, no fumbles, no penalties, and not trying to throw the football, so not worrying about an interception. Moving the ball down very well. Good running by Roy Lee, and all these plays are beginning to set up the touchdown play.
And I believe that's an option around the short side, left side, and this may be it right here with Deshaun Cameron. And you can see him really turn it on as he gets around that corner. And this is Roy Lee Moss.
That's Roy Lee again. You know, I think this was a second down play. I don't remember a third down or fourth down play we scored. I think it is on this play that we scored. All those plays leading up to and setting up this one, where we fake and Deshaun keeps it, and Raymond Allen with a great block on the corner, and who is that? Trey Baldwin out there at split end, makes a block, and we get in the end zone for a big score.
You can see the multicolored umbrellas in the stands. Very colorful sight at Callaway Stadium with all the umbrellas, and I said you could really tell who the deer hunters were. But Deshaun Cameron made a great run. He really did. He saw the opening, took it, and turned on that speed, and lowered his shoulders. He got to the pylon and fell on in the end zone. This is a big play here, as we're unable to convert the extra point attempt. As I think it goes through the snapper's hand.
Went right through Tracy Ward's hand. Good snap. That's just something we'd hope wouldn't happen, but is going to happen in that kind of weather conditions.
And you had to feel pretty good. 6-0, leading right here with this kind of weather. But Griffin, you just can't relax with Griffin. They've got so much talent and so much speed, and you'll see in just a minute as they connect on a big pass play to really get them in good field position. Then on a 4th down and 10 from our 29, they throw a touchdown pass. That's really a pretty play from Allen to his tight end Cox, and we'll see that in just a few minutes. But here we kick off, and we're in pretty good shape at this point, leading 6-0.
Andre Griffin on the tackle, I believe, right there. No, Julian Blackman, 52, made the tackle. And
at this point, Jimmy McCamey came back in, I believe, Coach, and played from here on, I think, on defense. and was still hobbling a little bit, but he comes back with a big interception, I believe, later on in the game.
He does, late in the ball.